Hey y'all, we're gonna get into this review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season 11, episode 11, titled Miami Vices. And if you enjoy this review, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. So we're with Rasheeda, and she's sitting down with Bambi, telling her that she's gonna go to Miami to support Spice and get like a woosah moment or whatever. And Bambi says, "Yeah, because you need it." And then Spice and Shekinah bicker like an old married couple per usual. And then Erica Mena is at a photo shoot with her kids. And now we're with Sierra. In her confessional, she says she's having her first Ghetto Girl Eats event, and she's super excited because um, it's like recipes and stuff passed down from generations in her family. And I was seeing Sierra on TikTok with her stuff, so that's cool. That she's like doing this little event, but it was a lot of people in there. And she's doing her thing, making the plates, to serve to everyone. But then one of her employees lets her know that Eric just pulled up, and then the camera shows him with his phone out, telling like whoever he's talking to that Sierra's event is sold out, and that it's more people waiting outside to get in. He's like, damn, let me get in on this clout real quick for real. It's something about Eric that annoys me. He gives me cartoon character. I don't know how to explain it, but it's something about him that just irks my soul for real. Cause I don't know. He looked like he looked like a cartoon character. But in his confessional, he says, despite their differences, he still showed up to the event to support Sierra because he loves her, and says that he wants to be mature about this. And then he's talking to someone else behind the Ghetto Girl Eats backdrop, and he's just running his mouth talking about how he's Sierra's husband, that he's actually one of the co-founders of the whole Ghetto Girl Eats thing, and that he helped it come to fruition. And then the lady next to him is just eating it up, like, so Sierra didn't do this all by herself. But then Sierra comes up asking him why he's on her red carpet and shit, and he's trying to deflect, asking her why she looked like she been crying, and she's just like, because it's been a lot going on, and tells him that every time he sees her, he's always clocking what she got and asking like what's up with that, and tells him that she don't want him to be there, and ask him why is he. And then Eric tells her that he came because he helped her start all of that stuff, and tells her to be real, like, come on, give me my clout, basically. You don't get no clout after you ransacked her daughter's shit and went through all her purses and all of that, and calling her all kinds of bitches and hoes. You don't get to reap the benefits of that money. Like, nigga, please. Um, and then she said that she's been cooking since she's 12 or whatever, and like, what exactly did he help her with? And he says the business idea, and he's really just trying to bite off her clout, like we already knew. But then Sierra tells him that he didn't even like the idea for real, and that he thought the name was ghetto. And he rebuts and says that he felt like that they needed a different name, but and everybody else is saying the same thing. In her confessional, Sierra says Eric wants to make everything about him and won't even let her enjoy this little thing that she's worked on so hard, and says that he needs to have several seats because saying that he helped her start the business is a bit of a reach because she can do it with her eyes closed. That's why you shouldn't have married his dumbass, because now he gonna want all your shit. Like, come on. But then Sierra tells Eric that he needs to get off the carpet and go, and Eric just keeps asking her if he didn't have nothing to do with the whole thing, and Sierra says nah, that was all her, and then tells security not to let him in. And Eric just tells her to keep that same energy. That's who it is. Hey Arnold, that nigga look like Hey Arnold. That's look, the show was cool, but something about Eric just, ugh, he just gives me unedited cartoon character. But like, you can't try and come in and take all her shine after you did what you did, nigga. So we on to the next. Now we're with Spice, and in her confessional, she says that she's in Miami for somewhat of a historical moment because she's been working on her foundation down there, and during cultural exchanges in Miami for a while, and how last year her foundation gave away 5 million Jamaican dollars to kids who wanted to go back to school, and says that she received a letter from the vice mayor of Miami saying that she's getting the keys to the region. And then she's meeting up with Safaree. And I want to know what it is that Spice likes about Safaree, because you know they besties or whatever. But what is it about this nigga? Like, oh, because Safaree get on my nerves too. He just like a kid. They just all big ass kids. But in her confessional, Spice says that Safaree is like one of her biggest fans. It feels like he has a lot of respect for her as a black woman who came from struggling in Jamaica and made it in the US. And then Safaree gets on about how he loves it in Miami because it reminds him of Jamaica. And Spice is like, boy, you know, cut the shit. What's really going on down here that you like so bad? Eyebrows, eyebrows, you know. And in her confessional, Spice says that she's been seeing all over social media about Safaree and Amarla Negra and the watches, and how Erica Mena is saying that Safaree doesn't pay child support, but says that at the end of the day, she's a woman first, and right is wrong. I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. So she's gonna ask Safaree what's really going on. She tells him that Amara never said that they went together, and Safaree lies and says that a lot of things in his life are never planned, especially this stuff with Amara. And in his confessional, Safaree says that he never thought gifting Amara's kids those watches would be a big deal, and says that he continues to stand on that, and that it was just a kind gesture, and says that it would be different if he were still married and was living a secret double life, but says that he's single and can do whatever he wants. And y'all niggas love doing what y'all want, whether y'all single or cuffed. So it really don't matter, nigga. Like, just be honest. Like, is you with her or not? Um, but then Spice asks Safaree how things are with he and Erica, and he says that she's using the kids as bait and as a weapon, and that he doesn't go on the internet telling people how she won't let him see his kids, but that's what she's doing. And then says people don't even know that they're still sleeping together. And I'm thinking, so she lied to the other two members of the Typeface squad, Bambi and Sierra, when she showed them that video of her and Safaree boot up in the bed talking about some, oh, he just, you know, did what he did, but they didn't have sex because she was on her period. Girl, bye. You lying. But Spice, you know, she's looking like she's in shock or whatever. It says, like, you know, how long ago was that they slept together? Safaree says that they were still sleeping together, but stopped about a month ago. But then says that Erica's not telling people that part though. And Spice asks what happened for that to end. And then Safaree gets into how Erica went on vacation to Mexico, and you know, saying that he had the kids, but somebody called him saying that he sees Erica in Mexico with some dudes. But my thing is, it's okay for you to give some bitches kids Rolexes, but you can't just watch your kids who you help make for a weekend or so while your baby mama is out in Mexico chilling with some other fine man. You can't just do that for her. That's fucked up, Safaree. Like, you know, you kind of a little cock blocker for real, for real. Anyways, Spice is like, you know, nah, stop lying. Erica didn't really do that. And Safaree says, you know, he puts on his kids, he's not lying. And in his confessional, he says around January and February, he and Erica started enjoying each other's company again. You know, his PG version of saying that. And then he said that stuff happened in Mexico, and that he says he knows people think that he's cold hearted and all of that. But Erica doing that, it stung, you know. Boy, bye. Your feelings were hurt. You just mad that you got caught up. My whole thing is like, you can't be mad, even if she was out there with some other dude. You can't be mad because y'all not together. Just because y'all got kids, that don't mean y'all got back together again. So you can't be mad at her. Um, and then Spice, you know, I feel like she was being a little judgy. Says, so she left the kids with you and went to Mexico with the next man. And Safaree says, yeah. And then Spice asks if he wants to get back with his wife. And he says, as of right now, no, there's not a chance in hell. But Spice asks him if he's with Amara then. And Safaree, of course, still not trying to give a straightforward answer, says that he and Amara are building and enjoying each other's company. Basically the same shit he said about Erica. And in his confessional, the producers asked Safaree if he's sleeping with Erica and talking to Amara at the same time. Like, was there any overlapping as to what he was doing? And Safaree says he doesn't need to tell Amara anything he has going on with Erica because they aren't together, and that's what it is. You not with nobody. So who are you with, nigga? Like, come on. You can't gift this girl's kid some Rolexes and expect people not to think that that is a crazy ass, wild ass gesture. Because it's like, again, what is the timeline? When did y'all start getting so cool that you felt like Rolexes for her two twins was okay? Twins who not even old enough to wear that shit. Anyways, Spice tells Safaree that everybody saw him gift those two kids with the Rolexes. So, has he done something like that for his kids with Erica? And Safaree says that Erica doesn't know what he's done for the kids and says that he doesn't need public acceptance like Erica does for doing stuff with the kids. And then shows that, how he's being a father. My thing is though, that's still not answering the question. Did you gift your kids Rolexes the same way you gifted this other lady's kids Rolexes? Like, come on now, you need to answer the question. He like to beat around the bush, and y'all let him do that. Y'all let all these niggas do that, and then y'all want to be mad. Well, all these niggas on the show, and then y'all want to be mad because he didn't answer the full question. It's giving Marceau Scott. If y'all ever seen Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. This nigga do not answer any questions, and he beat around the bush so bad. But then Safaree tells Spice that Erica uses the kids as a pawn and says that she be trying to shade him, saying that he doesn't pay child support and stuff. And then Spice says, what kind of proof does he have of paying it? And tells him to show her because as a single mother, it doesn't sit right with her. So as a friend, she's gonna tell him to pay his child support. And then Safaree gets up and shows Spice his phone, and she's like, "Oh, what is this for real?" And my whole thing with Spice, I love her, but she's too like gullible sometimes to believe what these people are saying. And like you'll see that Shakana told Spice later, like, don't believe everything Safaree's saying because he be playing. And that's how I felt about the whole Mita and Carly thing. Like these bitches was trying to conspire to get their song in the same Grammy category as you, and they didn't even tell you. And then they wouldn't let nobody come over there see you in the DR while you was fighting for your life. But she's so cool with Mita again. I don't like that. But anyways, in her confessional, Spice says that Safaree pulls out all the receipts and she's seeing all the months and that he's definitely paying his child support. And she says that she stuck up for Erica all this time and cussing Safaree out. It says that at the end of the day, she and Erica shared a good friendship, but now she doesn't know what to think. First of all, Spice, poor thing. She was never ever your friend. These people are not your friend. These people are your co-workers. That's just what it is. But then Safaree shows Spice messages of him asking Erica when he can get to the kids, and Erica says something about him jumping to other women, and he's like, "What does that have to do with the kids?" And then Spice says that Erica probably wants him back. And Safaree says that those games that Erica play, she wants to be petty, but she won't tell people that they still messing around. Spice tells Safaree that she's glad they talked and that he could show her what's going on because she was looking at him sideways. And in her confessional, Spice says Erica has told her so much when it comes to her relationship with Safaree. So when she saw it for herself and realizing that Erica has been lying all this time, um, about still sleeping with Safaree, and going online saying all this stuff. She says it hurts her because they have to do right by their black men, especially when they take care of their kids. Girl, you right, but this it's not about that right now. It's about him taking care of his kids, not all black men in general. Like, all right. But then Spice asks Safaree if he'll be able to come to her event to see her get the keys to the region, even if Erica's gonna be there. And I don't really think he ever gave her an answer for real. And now we're with Renni Rucci. Run off with your song Hoochie. And that what Amy Lucci already said. But Renni and Carly are like going for a walk or whatever, and Carly asks her how she's feeling. Um because she can hear all in her voice. And then Renni says that everything is just hitting her all at once. In her confessional, Renni says that the altercation with Erica Banks has definitely been on her mind a lot. It says that she didn't realize she was in a place where someone could push her button so much. And then they show a clip from the infamous drink toss. And when I did my preview review of this season, I was mad as shit when I saw her throw that drink in her face because I'm like, what exactly would have justified her to throw that shit in her face? And like, that was the best drink toss I have ever seen. It got all over her shit, but it makes sense. I would have flipped the table on her ass. I'm sorry. Like, the stuff they was talking about, going back at each other, you know what I'm saying? I would have flipped the table on her because that whole therapy comment was a bit much. But Erica says she realized later on that Amy was dealing with stuff about her mom. So, but there needs to be an apology somewhere on both sides. But Renni says that she realized, grieving that she's grieving and she's running away from her emotions had a lot to do with how she responded to Erica. It says that she's feeling comfortable talking to Carly about how she feels mentally and emotionally because she called and checked on her while everything was going on with her mom. And then Carly asked Renni how did things go so bad with Erica that it got physical. And Renni says that Erica just kept saying things like, "Oh, you need therapy, you need to go talk to someone, and you're real delulu." And she says she doesn't even know the last thing Erica said, but she just checked out after the therapy comment. And she says she just threw her drink, and that's how it started. And then Renni admits that it has nothing to do with Erica or Amy or anybody. It's just stuff that she hasn't dealt with that's making her pop like that. And my thing is, well, at least she's grown enough to admit it, because a lot of people just be like, no, she shouldn't have said that shit, yada yada yada. Like, nah. But then in her confessional, Carly says that it's important to check on your strong friends because you never know what they're going through, and mental health is important. Like, Carly, we know this. Just please, can you open your eyes wide enough? Like, that Botox is really. She need to be a part of the tight face squad as well because all their shit is fucked up. But like I said, I've been appreciating this season and how they continue to have the conversation about Black mental health or just mental health in general. So that's nice to see. But then Rennie tells Carly that maybe she does need to go to therapy, and Carly tells her that it's not wrong with that because she lost someone extremely important to her and she needs to let it out and cry. And Rennie says that all she's been doing is crying and she feels like she needs to address how different things have been since losing her mom. Is that she feels like that she can't have a weak moment. But in her confessional, Rennie says that her mom was her and her whole family support system. And they show a few clips of Rennie and her mom, and her mom was beautiful, bro. Like, condolences, because that shit is not easy at all. But then she says she feels like a 15-year-old girl again, now that her mom isn't here and she doesn't know what to do. And she says it's teaching her to address the issues because it'll make waiting and dealing with that stuff a lot worse if you don't deal with it. And then Rainey tells Carly that it's going to be about 2 years since her mom had passed, and she thinks, she's just now acknowledging it, and says that on Mother's Day she didn't even get out of bed, and then she starts to cry, and she says she's realizing she needs to talk to someone because she isn't okay and she needs to face it. And then Carly's crying a little bit too, but she's telling Rennie it's okay to be vulnerable and open up. Now she might have been crying, I don't know, because her face looked the same no matter what expression she make, and I don't really know if I seen any teardrops, but hey, that's what they said. But now we're with Spice, and Rasheeda and Shakana show up for Spice to get her keys to the region. And in her confessional, Spice says she's so humble and grateful to share this moment with people who love and support her. It says that she's in Miami, and being there has played a major role in her upbringing, in her career, because it's the second place she went to when she came to the States. And then the most random guest appearance, Flo Rida came in to, show Spice some love and give her a hug, and she's real excited. And Shakana and Rasheeda are like, are they hunching? And Rasheeda's like, I don't know, let me check. And my thing is, I don't know, it was a little comfy. All these dudes love them some Spice. If it's not Flo Rida, it's Safaree. If it's not Safaree, it's I don't really know who else she be chilling with like that. But y'all know what I mean. Um, but in her confessional, Spice says that she and Flo have been friends for a while and that they're very close. So it's only right that he came to support her because he's like her bro. Everybody is your bro, Spice, but who is your man? You know, who is your man? And she did say that she don't bring him around because Carly would try and steal him. So maybe I don't need to know. But then Spice introduces Flo Rida to the ladies, and she says, and she and Flo kind of chat for a little bit, and then she kind of asks Rasheeda if she thinks they sleeping together, and Rasheeda's like, I don't know, let me look a little bit more. And in her confessional, she kind of says that Spice is probably, sleeping with this dude because, they chuckling and stuff and kikiing, but says they be real cute together. And then in her confessional, Spice tells Shekinah, oh wait, no, not in her confessional, but she just tells Shekinah to behave herself because she has a low body count and she hasn't fucked the whole nation, so she better chill. What is this whole fuck the whole nation thing? Can somebody let me know? Cause she keeps saying this, and I don't know where that comes from. But Spice tells the ladies that she got some tea about Safaree and Erica. It says she met up with him and they talked about all the Erica stuff and saying basically that Erica was lying about Safaree not paying child support because he showed her all the transactions and stuff. And she kind of says that Safaree tried to tell her that too, but she didn't believe him. And then Spice tells them that Safaree says he and Erica still be sleeping together, even up to a month ago. And she kind of says, who told you that? And Spice says he did. And then she says she saw the messages for herself of Safaree, of her not letting Safaree see the kids, and how she went to Mexico with some other dude. And in her confessional, Rasheeda says that she doesn't know who or what to believe, but says that Erica and Safaree stuff is really messy and that shit has grown toxic. And then Spice tells them that Erica and Safaree will be there at the gala and that she told them to keep it cute and tell Shekinah to do the same. And Shekinah is like, why the hell would Spice invite both of them? Because that's the part of the show, girl. They want mess. They want mess. And Erica know how to bring it with that big ass vein that be popping out in the fuck. Yo, that vein needs its own check. The way it pops up every episode when she get pissed, bro, for real. But then we're with Sierra, and she in her confessional says that her Ghetto Girl Eats event, she hasn't talked to Eric since then, and she just wants the whole divorce thing to be over with. So she told them to meet up and talk, but she's really just going to do her regardless. And then they meet up, and Sierra is being fake nice, complimenting him and shit, and he chomp, he eating that shit up though, because he like, damn, I do look good. What, she want me back? No, nigga, you was getting set the fuck up this whole time. But then they meet up, and Sierra, wait, no, and then his confessional, Eric says that he didn't expect Sierra to kick him out of the event, but as mad as he is, he still wants to fight for his marriage and see if they can work it out. I don't believe this shit because, like I keep saying, you do not call a woman somebody you married, bitches and hoes, and then ransack her child shit thinking it's okay, and then you want to just get back together even though you out here fucking the whole nation, since that's what we saying now. Like, nigga, get the. My whole thing is with Sierra and these dudes, she's obviously more successful than they are, and they don't like the shit. So they're gonna get mad at her for being more successful and doing her shit, and then they're gonna try to bite off her shit. And I just don't. Why did she marry his dumbass in such a haste? Like, I don't understand. But then Eric tells Sierra that she said a lot of shit since they've been together, but he's just learned to brush it off. And Sierra was like, she was never intimate with anybody, and he has been. So, and then Eric asked her, how does he know that though? When she left, it don't matter. Look, she left. It don't matter what they doing. And my whole thing with Sierra right now is that she got a husband that she wanted, right? But now she don't want him because specifically of what? Because he's always been the same nigga that he been. Like, why did you marry him in haste so bad? And she says because she wasn't really talking to her family like that, and she felt like she didn't have nobody. But these niggas is for everybody, so you still didn't have nobody if that's how you really felt. And now he's going to try to take half of your shit, unless, look, I don't know. Did y'all sign a prenup? Because that might be why he fighting so hard. That might be why he trying to fix the shit, because he might have signed a fucking prenup. See, Sierra not stupid. Now, that shit she did to her face, that's a different story, but she not dumb. But then Sierra tells Eric that she left because he was being mean to her all the time. And Eric tells her that she doesn't know how to submit to a man. And she tells him that he's bossy and controlling. And then in her confessional, Sierra says that she thinks Eric wants a yes girl because he's always saying that she doesn't listen and all of that. But she's not going to submit to him when he fucks anything walking and he doesn't have a relationship with her kids and is always calling her out her name. I really wonder when that started though. Him calling her out her name, not having a relationship with the kids. Like, when did all that start? And again, Eric, you can't expect a woman to be submissive when you arguing with her like you's another bitch on the street. Like, let's be for real. What woman is going to submit to a man who talked to her like y'all both be on 11 Hip Hop Atlanta reunion every day in the house together? Like, come on, let's be for real. But she wanted this Hey Arnold looking ass nigga, so she got to deal with it. But then Eric tells Sierra that he loves her, but it's, so much shit that she's done and she doesn't acknowledge, and mentions the stuff with Safaree and tries to throw it in her face. And then she tells him that she told her husband, what happened once, when Safaree hit her phone with all that shit. And in her confessional, Sierra says, typical Eric, and she says how he knows the whole thing with Safaree really fucked with her mental, so why would he even bring it up? And he just wants to hit below the belt because it makes himself look good. My thing is though, nigga, if you've been in the same room with Safaree and Erica and Sierra, right? And you couldn't sense that this nigga was trying to brush up on your wife, that's your fucking fault. You can't blame that on her. You can't say, "Oh, well, you got yourself in this shit with Safaree, so stop doing it." Don't try and come at her like that, because at the end of the day, maybe if Safaree would have seen a united front, he wouldn't have tried to get in that shit. But then again, Safaree do whatever the fuck he want. But at the end of the day, we can't all say it's Sierra's fault because we don't 100% know the full truth. So, man, it's like watching paint dry with this shit here. It's so dry. Oh my gosh. But anyways, Sierra tells Eric to cut the shit and says that she filed for divorce and he knows that, and that they've been sending paperwork, but that he's just been moving and switching around. And Eric says, yeah, he got to do that because he don't want them to catch him. And Sierra says, well, let's be for real. You running from the server. And Eric says, hell yeah, he is. And in his confessional, Eric says Sierra is trying to file those divorce papers to serve him, but he still loves her and he wants to get things back on track. No, you want that fucking money and that lifestyle, nigga. That's what you want. You don't want her. But then Sierra asks him, why does she have to be hounding him to sign the papers when he's still out here fucking on other people? And Eric tells Sierra that she is too and that he saw her phone. Y'all not together. She can do what the fuck she want. She can do what she want when she got them papers. Granted, y'all still married, right? Legally. But if she left your ass, she can do what she want. You can't try and throw that shit back in her face. And that's one thing with men I just won't ever understand. It's like they can do the shit, but we can't. My thing is that y'all can't handle it when we do the shit. We have to though. Cause it's like when men will be men, niggas will be niggas. But when they get that shit handed back to them, they don't know how to take it. Ever. Their feelings be so hurt. But then as they're going back and forth on how many relationships Sierra has had over the years, some dude comes up and serves Eric the papers, and he's lying, saying that he's not him. And then Eric gets up to leave, saying, he don't like that shit and all that, while walking away. And Sierra tells him that he better show up to his court date and all that. Man, when he got them papers, his head went down. He was so embarrassed. He just left. But he should have known. He should have known that she was gonna get his ass. But that's the thing. He doesn't think that Sierra really is done with him. He doesn't think so, and yet she is, and he don't know how to take the shit. And he was just so embarrassed. Um, and then Eric gets real hurt and tells Sierra that she's always violating, and that he was trying to do nothing but be nice to her, and he thought that they were having a regular conversation. And in his confessional, Eric says, "Damn, so she set him up on camera like that to embarrass him in the show. That shows the type of woman she is. But what about the type of nigga you are? The fact that she had to go to such extreme lengths to serve you these papers on camera because you was trying to hide from the shit off camera. That's what the fuck you get. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Don't get your little feelings hurt now." But he trying to say that she's selfish and all of that. Sierra tells him that he's not going to be riding around in cars with her name on it, driving bitches around. And then she tells the camera crew that they're going to fight because she got the best lawyer in Atlanta. And then Eric pulls off real aggressive, and Sierra just keeps talking about how mad he is. And now, after all that drama, we get into a more calmer scene with Renni and her kids, and I'm gonna just zip through this because they was just chilling, playing games, and she was just trying to have a conversation with her kids about the loss of her mom and their grandmother and how they don't really talk about it, but how she wants them to be able to come to her and speak about these things because it's not easy. But like I said before, this season has done a really great job at talking about Black mental health. And as much drama and as much mess as these shows produce, I feel like in that aspect, this might have been the best season that they've had so far. And I haven't even kept up with Love and Hip Hop like that. This is my first like real consistent season that I've been keeping up with. But the fact that they are highlighting Black health, period, especially with Black women, y'all got a gold star for me, you know? But now we're with Spice, and in her confessional, she says that she's humbled and grateful to receive the honor and the keys to the region, and her Grace Hamilton Foundation is so important to her, and she just wants to keep helping women. And I know, I wonder if some of you guys who watch wonder why I put in such meticulous details, like mentioning her foundation or talking about Amy Luciani's Pretty Kitty thing. I'm trying to shout out these Black businesses, point blank period. I'm not getting paid for this. It's not no sponsorship, but regardless, y'all Black at the end of the day. So I just want to support y'all for real. Even if they don't even know me, it don't matter. But then Rasheeda, Kirk, and Erica walk in her confessional, Erica Mena says that it's nice to be here and support Spice and to get away from all the drama, and says that if she sees Safaree and Amara, she's not going to care because she looks great tonight. And yeah, girl, but just whatever. And then in her confessional, Rasheeda says that she's excited to be there for Spice because she's been through so much, and having her work be seen and appreciated is amazing, and she deserves it. And then they give Spice with the keys to the region, and that she performs or whatever. It was cute. And in his confessional, Kirk says Spice's speech was amazing, and seeing her enjoy the fruits of her labor is a blessing, and that he's very proud of her. And it's nice to see Spice get her props. You know what I'm saying? They all need some. Well, most of them anyway. But then, she performs and they love it. And then Shekinah and Kirk and Rasheeda all say how great Spice did. But then Shekinah asks why Safaree didn't show up. And Rasheeda says that it's probably good that he didn't because Erica wasn't going to have that. And then Erica walks out and says, hey, and asks if they're drunk yet. And you already knew what kind of time she was on. If one, she asked them if they was drunk, and two, that big ass vein in her head was already showing. Them two right there, that's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm trying to tell you that shit, that vein, she about to go Super Saiyan when you see that shit. But then Erica says that she's glad, she's out the house. And Shekinah says that Safaree was supposed to come, but she doesn't know what happened. Trying to start some shit, the bone collect, how Shekinah do. And then Erica says that he's supposed to come every week to pick up the kids and doesn't. So she isn't surprised that he didn't come. And then she continues to down her drink. And then Shekinah tells Erica that she doesn't know how real this is, but Safaree isn't making her look good. And then Erica says, well, what happened now? And then she kind of mentions the meeting that Spice had with Safaree and all the proofs of the child support payments. And then Erica gets hella bug-eyed and says that he just started paying because all the shit hit the fan on the blogs. And then she pulls out her phone and then she shows them a whole bunch of whatever. And in her confessional, Erica says that she's not surprised Safaree is still in denial and wants to hold this narrative and deflect that she says when it comes to the whole child support stuff. Um but he's supposed to pay every first of the month and he pays when he feels like it. And then Erica is showing Kirk and Rasheeda, some of the receipts on her phone saying that Safaree only pays when he wants to pay. And of course, Kirk says, well, he going to give Safaree this one this time because at least he paid. Even though it's not on time, at least he paid. And then Erica tells Shekinah that Safaree was trying to get at Sierra before, and mentions how he always had a crush on Sierra. Well, that's what he said. And how Sierra finally broke down and told her everything that happened because she called him to say, well, Erica's saying that she called Safaree to say, like, did you really think she wasn't going to find out what happened? And says that he blocks her and that he hasn't called to see those kids since because he can't show his face. And then Shekinah being messy says that Safaree says things got messy because she got caught fucking with some dude in Mexico. And then Erica says no, she went on a group vacation. And Rasheeda says that they smashed like a month ago, like just popping into the conversation. And then Erica says that she urinating on him and him, the way he doing isn't having sex. And Shekinah is like, what? I need my drink. Like, y'all grown. Stop. But then, and then asks Erica if she really did all that, and she says, well, he asked for it. And then in her confessional, Shekinah is laughing, saying that they are unsanitary. And then Spice comes out, and everybody can congrats, her, gives her congratulations, except for Erica because she's just getting started as she's still, drinking her drink and shit. And then Erica thanks Spice for having her, but says that the only person that came between her and Spice, and she hints to Safaree basically. And Spice is like, you really want to talk about that right now when she just got the keys to the region. And Erica says that she just wanted to clarify because what she was told was wrong. And then Spice says, stop playing, girl, because you still want him. And he said every time y'all see each other, y'all hunching. And I agree with Spice. That was not the right time to mention that. But you think Erica really gonna give a fuck? I don't think so. But in her confessional, Spice says, well, what did they talk about, and that it's not a time and place for it right now, basically. And she knows that Erica and that she's gonna try and play victim and that she doesn't want that there. So, she kind of just leaves. Spice excuses herself and she says that she's not going to do that there and she leaves. And then Erica says, okay, well, let's clear the air. She hasn't been sexually active with Safaree for quite some time, and she swears. And Shekinah is like, girl, please. And then not she tries to plead with them and says that she has messages of Safaree asking for her back and starts to read them. It says whenever she moves on, he starts shit and says, now he's starting shit with her and Spice, and that he tried to fuck Sierra and says that that's low, and that she, he knows that that's one of her closest friends. And at the time of this live, they are no longer friends, just so y'all know. But in her confessional, Shekinah says that she doesn't believe none of Erica's receipts that she's pulling out, and is she fucking with Safaree or what? Like, be for real. And then Erica says that when these cameras go off, her daughter is still asking for her dad, and she's screaming. And then what we gonna name her vein, y'all? Y'all gotta give me a name for her vein, because for as long as the rest of the show is gonna be on, for the episode she's gonna be on, and that vein pop out, we gotta give him a name. Safaree Jr. Y'all want to call him Safaree Jr.? I like that. Safaree Jr. made a guest appearance on the top of her head. And Shekinah says that she does understand where Erica's coming from. And Erica's like, no, because she always thinks that everything is a game. And, she's not doing it anymore this year. And she's, screaming and spitting everywhere. And then her confessional, Rasheeda says, so now things are left because you can see the vein popping in Erica's head. Safaree Jr., I'm trying to tell you. And it's too much, and certain things just shouldn't happen in certain places. This is what Rasheeda said. And Erica says that she's trying her best to be as cordial as possible, but she's still hurt, and she feels like if you hurt her, she's gonna hurt you back. And that's the end of that episode. You know, y'all, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about these grown ass people. I don't know what to tell you about Hey Arnold looking ass nigga. Sierra is what she wanted him, and she got him, and now she don't know how to handle it. Same with Erica. She wanted Safaree, she got him, and now she don't know how to handle it. So I don't know. It is what it is at this point. But thank you guys for watching. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one.